investigation, he found me.
A Chinese study adds heat to the debate on whether people should eat chili for health benefits. A bulletin of sports news.
BBC News for Jerry Smith. Rescuers are searching for hundreds of migrants in the Mediterranean after a boat carrying up to 700 people capsized off the coast of Libya. The Italian Coast Guard says about 400 have been rescued and fossilized bodies recovered so far. Ships along with helicopters are taking part in the effort. President Obama has urged Americans to support an international nuclear agreement with Iran. He said the deal would cut off all Iran's pathways to a nuclear bomb, achieving one of Washington's most critical security objectives. The agreement has been criticized in the Republican-dominated Congress. Investigators in France are examining a section of a wing which may be part of a missing Malaysian airline. The wreckage was found last week on the Indian Ocean island of Réunion. An official said they might not be able to say immediately whether the debris came from flight MH370. Pope Francis has told priests to show greater compassion towards Catholics who divorced and remarried outside the church. The Pope stressed that such couples were not excommunicated from the church, and their children must not be made to feel like outcasts. America's plan to build a moderate armed opposition to fight in Syria has been severely criticized by the only group of rebels to be trained under the U.S. program. The leader of the force accused the United States of failing to protect his men who were deployed in Syria last week. A radical Muslim cleric has appeared in court in London charged with inviting support for the Islamic State group. Anjan Chowdhury is accused, along with another man, of encouraging support for the banned organisation in lectures, which were subsequently published online. And a court in the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, has freed 2 South Sudanese Christian pastors after acquitting them of charges including crime and crimes against the state. And those are the latest headlines on BBC News.
From the newsroom, this is Focus in Africa on the BBC World Service. It's approaching 17:43 GMT. Now here's one for the Book of Miracles and Wonder. A car returned to its owner 22 years after it had been stolen in South Africa, no less. The car was found to be in almost perfect condition. Police impounded it at a roadblock, and one officer then sent its owner as the registration and chassis numbers had been removed. The car owner, Derek Wilson, picked up the story.
It was disbelief, actually. Yesterday was the happy day. So I didn't give up. Oh, congratulations. I must go to the detective. He's the one that found the car after 22 years. And after 9 months of investigation, he found me through all these detective workers. So everything must go towards him for his dedication and his work. You don't find that anymore.
When you saw the car, did you actually believe it was your car?
Immediately recognize it, and that's another thing that amazed me, the fact that you're still in such a good condition. It was in brilliant condition. They looked after it since it was impounded. It's in a drivable condition, it's in a good condition. I'm happy. I'm not going to try to find out this story 22 years ago. What matters is that they found the car after 22 years, and that's to me by the South African Police Service. This is one in
What are you going to do with the car now?
I'll keep it. It's the only thing that's wrong with the car. It's dirty. I'm going to take it for a nice brother and I'm going to drive it. 27-year-old car, but it's still in brilliant condition. Whoever drive it on doesn't actually look after it. And they put new power for me. That's actually new. So I'm happy. I'm happy. Never ever would I think they would have found the car, especially after 22 years.
I bet when the police called you, it was scared disbelief.
Yeah, absolutely, it was disbelief. I actually told the guy, listen, phone me back, give me your landline number, and I'll phone you back in 1 hour's time because I can't believe it. So after the identification process and so on, what also amazed me is that usually when a car is impounded, when you go fix it from the police service, they take off the wheels, they take the battery, they take the interior, etc., etc. But this car is still in mint condition. You won't believe it.
Do you have any fun memories of this car?
Yeah, but I can't mention over the phone. Excellent memories of that car. It was my first decent car. I had a lot of lady friends in that car. In that car, I owned the car, etc., etc. That time when it was started, I was 22 years old, and you know, that time you could just worry about dry place, deer, and women. That's the three things you were worried about. I wasn't worried about locking my car, etc., etc. So, yeah.
And when the car was stolen, did you buy another car, or you've been in mourning for 22 years?
So I was driving back from take lifts to strings, etc., etc., crying about my car, but yeah, how long can you cry? So that was a benefit time. I would another cheaper car, because at that time it was one of the nicest Toyota Coronas from the sea. You were just driving past a woman and you opened the door and in she is. But yeah, good time, good old time. Brilliant. You know, just hear great stories about the South African Police Service, and we say with more people like that guy.
So, did you have a name for your car?
I can't remember. I'm not actually
Yeah, maybe you should now call it Lost and Found.
No, man, we must be given a more romantic name, or a laughable name, or more pleasant name.
That was Derek Person speaking to a clearly delighted Veronique Edwards there. I wonder what would be a good name for a car. Maybe Mother Dallas or something like that? Anyway, now, throughout its 146-year history, the Suez Canal has been a crucial source of revenue for Egypt and a vital shortcut for world trade. Around 10% of the world's trade passes through the waterway, which links the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, allowing vessels to cut through Africa rather than having to sail all the way around the continent. An expanded canal will be officially unveiled tomorrow for the opening of a new lane. It's one of the country's biggest construction projects since the original canal was built. The Egyptian government hopes income from the canal will double in the coming year. The BBC's Sally Neville went to the city of Ismailia, the banks of the canal, to find out what ordinary Egyptians are making of it. Even before the official opening in the coastal city of Ismailia, have begun sailing in the new Suez Canal. The Egyptian authorities call it Egypt's gift to the world. The long waterway, which has been carved out in the middle of the desert, has taken 12 months to build and runs parallel to the 150-year-old existing canal. And now, on a small boat crossing the new Suez Canal, which is currently being tested, cargo ships passing through the canal now will be able to travel in both directions. They will make a much faster journey. Safely drive across the river. The government says this extra lane will help double the capacity of the main Suez Canal in less than a decade, bringing in more money to revive the country's economy. As we continue our trip, we can only see sand dunes on the water, but this yellowish scenery is expected to change soon. The government plans to turn the surrounding area into an industrial hub, providing logistical services for ships. This will generate a lot of jobs and billions of dollars for the Egyptian treasury. By the beaches of Australia, Egyptian holidaymakers are busy swimming and building sand castles while enjoying the sight of the main Suez Canal, which is a few meters away. Some local families have helped fund the project. The new canal has cost more than $8 billion, and Egyptians have pumped up the whole bill in bank bonds. I spoke to one family who invested around $200. This is all that we could afford. We should help our country. It's our national city. We did not even know what we are praying for. نمتحن الرئيس نفسيا ومصدقينه في كل حاجة بيقولها. We believe in our president. When he says we need money, we should respond unquestionably. The Suez Canal is Egypt's main source of foreign currency. Al-Muhad Namis, the head of the Suez Canal Authority, tells me it's vital to stay competitive.
اللي انا متوقع ومن حقي ان انا اتوقع انه تحمل
will grow over the coming years. And if we can't cope with this growth, this global businesses will find alternative routes other than the Suez Canal. We have to be the first and the best.
Somalia is getting ready for the inauguration ceremony. Trees are neatly trimmed and streets are being cleaned up. But some experts, like Dr. Hazem Hosni, the professor of economics at Cairo University, question the economic value of the whole thing.
Bypass that was named New Suez Canal has no economic value, but it has value in enhancing the ship's maneuver in traversing the Suez Canal. This is the only benefit of this project. We have so many economic problems, and it is not time to do some political talk of about 100 billion pounds.
Whatever money comes in with the new canal, ordinary Egyptians only hope it steers them in a brighter direction. And that was the BBC's Sally Nabil there. And now, with the sports, we were expecting Michael Otiaje in Accra, but we are not able to connect. So we have a very late addition to the sports spot. It's Ibrahim Shehu Abamu.
South Africa's Cameron Zondabal has failed to win gold in the men's 50 meters breaststroke after he was beaten by Adam Peaty of Great Britain. Peaty and Zondabal have been involved in the most thrilling rivalry of the ongoing World Swimming Championship. Versus the Briton, who came out top the game by beating the Titan in a time of 26.51 seconds. In basketball, the son of President Robert Mugabe has been named in Zimbabwe's final squad of the Afro Basketball Final to be held in Tunisia later this month. Robert Mugabe Jr. is part of the 14-man squad for the competition, which Zimbabwe has qualified for the first time. More from Steve Vickers in Harare.
It was no surprise President's son included in the squad that was named today. Charles Robert Jr., better known as Tino Tender in basketball circles, helped his daughter dominate 2 years ago and has continued with the game in Dubai, where he's studying. Now 22, he's seen as one of the best young basketball players in the country. So Tino Tender knows that his place on the side will always come under scrutiny.
There's pressure on the fact that I have to prove to people that, like, I'm not in the team just because of who I am, but in the team because of my skills. So I have to prove to people, my game, to people that, this is what I do, this is what I'm good at.
Tino Tender playing the qualifiers because of his college commitment, but he's been training with the team for several weeks and will travel with the squad to Germany for a training camp before the AfroBasket finals, which begin in Tunisia on the 20th of this month.
With exactly 1 year to the 2016 Olympics, Ghana weekly president